let's talk about civil marriages in Uganda. So, a civil marriage is one of the very many recognized forms of marriages in Uganda, and it's the cheapest form of marriage. And I repeat that, it's the cheapest. You literally don't have to break a bank for you to conduct a civil marriage. So if you're outside there and you're considering your options, please try the civil marriage. It's cheap and very convenient. And the body right about now that is responsible for registering marriages in Uganda is the National Identification and Registration Authority, or you can call it NIRA. Before that, they always registered marriages from URSB, but it changed. Yeah, so if you want to conduct a civil marriage or even register your marriage, go and do that with NIRA. Okay, so when we talk about civil marriages in Uganda, we don't specifically mean that only Ugandans can conduct the marriage in Uganda. No. So there are different types or groups of people that can conduct a marriage in Uganda, and these include the citizens. That means a Ugandan on a fellow Ugandan. And then we also have civil marriages that are conducted between a Ugandan citizen and a foreigner. And then we have between refugees, and then we have foreigners, like a non-Ugandan citizen on a non-Ugandan citizen. Okay, so I'm going to specifically talk about a Ugandan citizen and a foreigner. So let's say you are a lady, you're Ugandan, and your other half is probably Polish, like my boyfriend, okay, or from any other country that is not Uganda. What will you need? So these are the following things that you will need. Number one, the Ugandan has to prove his or her citizenship. You have to prove that you're indeed a Ugandan citizen. And how do you do that? You do that by presenting your national identification card. You have to have your national identification card, okay? And if you don't have the national identification card, you perhaps have the confirmation form, something like that. There's that form that NIRA gives you. I don't know if it's called confirmation form, that one. So if you don't have the national identification card, you can use the other one, okay? Then number two, still on proof of citizenship, you will have to prove that you've been living in Uganda or in a particular area for at least 15 days. And how do you prove that? By getting an LC1 letter, introduction letter, or call it recommendation letter, stating that this person knows you've been residing in their area for at least 15 days. Okay, you have to get that letter from your LC1 chairperson. And then both the groom and the bride will need affidavits. So affidavits are always drafted by lawyers, and the pricing depends on the lawyer. Every lawyer has a different pricing, okay? Yeah, so the pricing of the affidavit depends on your agreement with your lawyer. But these affidavits are basically stating, okay, it's like sworn oath, okay? Sworn oath, like you're swearing an affidavit. So yeah, you get your lawyer and they will draft for you the affidavit. They know what to do. They will ask you whatever they need, and then they will draft for you this affidavit. So this affidavit needs to be registered by URSB. So after drafting it and commissioning it, they will have to register this affidavit with URSB, both the affidavits, okay? And what you have to understand is that when they're drafting the affidavit, it's very important for you to note out or point out if your other half or if you yourself understand English or not. In that way, you can ask for an interpreter, okay? They will add this on the affidavit when it comes to certificate of interpretation, whether you know English or not. Okay, make sure that your lawyer should explain this to you. Anyway, they know what to do. If you come to me, obviously, I will explain this to you. The other thing that they will need for the groom or the other party that is not a Ugandan citizen, they will need a single status letter or a marital status letter, however they call it in their country. So a marital status letter is one that shows that this person is not married in their country. This person has to go to their country and apply for this letter, and then they will bring it to Uganda, and then they will use it and apply for the civil marriage. It's very important. Without it, you cannot apply for a civil marriage. And then you will also need passport photos for both the bride and the groom. These passport photos have to be recent passport photos. Okay, just one passport photo each. You don't need very many. And then the groom will have to show, why am I saying groom? The foreign partner in this case, could be the groom or the bride, has to take a picture of their passport, and then they will also have to include it while applying for the civil marriage. And then obviously you will need 2 witnesses, and you will need, if the witnesses are Ugandans, you will need national IDs for the witnesses. Okay, you need national IDs for these 2 witnesses. But why did I say civil marriage is actually cheap? Because you can literally be 4 people in the whole thing, just the bride and the groom, and then the 2 witnesses. So you need national IDs for these witnesses. What have I left out? Yeah, I think, okay, if one of you has been divorced, or maybe their other half was deceased, then you will need to present a divorce decree or a divorce certificate, or they will need to present a death certificate. So if one of you was divorced or widowed, they will have to present this too. Okay, if there's something that I've forgotten, I think I will include it. Okay, so then you have to apply for this civil marriage. So that also types when it comes to the application. So there's this normal ordinary civil marriage. This one happens like you have to give 21 days. They give you 21 days notice. So these 21 days notice are literally for, for like to inform the world that these 2 people are going to get married. If there's anybody that objects to this, so that you can lodge a caveat onto this marriage and be like, no, this marriage shouldn't go ahead because I am married to the groom, I am married to the bride. So they give you 21 days notice. So after 21 days you can get married. You can get married within a time period of 3 months. So when the 3 months expire, that means the whole application has also expired. Okay, so if there's anything else that I missed out when it comes to a civil marriage, you can just literally ask me, or you literally just go to Google. So for this 21 days notice and things like that, you will have to pay 260,000. They charge you 260,000 for this marriage. Okay, and then there was this other marriage where you guys are in a rush that you cannot wait for the 21 days notice. You need to do it quickly, so you will apply for a special license, okay, or a special form of marriage. Okay, this marriage that will allow you to get married without waiting for the 21 days notice. So you have to apply for this marriage, and while applying for it, you have to swear an affidavit stating the reason as to why you need this special license, why you need this marriage to be done quickly. So for this marriage, you'll also have to pay a different fee. And so yeah, civil marriages are very cheap and affordable. You can literally do the whole civil marriage at a budget of even 3 million. It could be more. Okay, like the whole thing, the wedding dress and so yeah, that is it for the civil marriage. If you have a question about civil marriage, or if you want me to help you in your process of the civil marriage, you can literally contact me and I can guide you. I can literally do the application for you from start to finish, and all you have to do is wait for the wedding day. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.